Welcome to The Dish with David, where I serve up piping hot entertainment news and tips for actors, all from the comfort of my car. And today we are talking about the feature film Kimi that is coming to Seattle next month in May, that is casting for extras via Rich King Casting. I have links and details below, but if this sounds like something that is interesting to you, go ahead and submit. What do you have to lose? Being a background extra is absolutely amazing. Well, there are obviously a few cases where things aren't stellar, but most of the time, any time on set is a good time. So I highly recommend looking into this. I'm going to tell you a bit more about the project here because I have the press release right here on my phone. This is from Rich King Casting. Here's the blurb, and just as a reminder, this is paid work, obviously. This is a larger budget Hollywood-style movie. Soderbergh is a big name. HBO Max, this is where this film will be broadcast. So this is paid work, all right? Here's a little blurb about the movie Kimi. When the City Council of Seattle passes a safe zone law aimed at restricting the movements of the homeless population, local activists take to the street in protest. All right, cool. Directed by Steven Soderbergh, starring Zoe Kravitz, Jacob Vargas, Byron Bowers, etc., etc. So I have some links below. Check those out. Look into it a bit more. See if it's a project that you might want to submit for. I think background work is great. Honestly, I think anytime you can get on a set is a learning opportunity. In this case, it's a learning opportunity, it's a networking opportunity, and you're getting paid. It could be really, really amazing. There've only been a few occasions in my experience as an actor where being background really sucked. Most of the time, it's totally awesome. So look into it a bit and find out if this is something that might interest you. What else do I have for you today? Two other things. So it's spring. The industry in the Pacific Northwest is starting to pick up. I just got off a set. I've been putting folks on tape quite often for local projects, meaning Seattle. That is my local. But I'm putting a lot of folks on tape for projects that are filming in Oregon. Remember, Oregon has a larger film incentive than Washington, so there's going to be more opportunities for work down there. If you have agency representation, make sure that everything is up to date. Headshots, resume, make sure those casting profiles are up to date. And if you missed it, we just had the amazing Sandra Scragg on our show, Into the Trenches. She's a casting director, and she had amazing tips for actors, which included information on how to keep your online casting profiles up to date and looking amazing and popping, so casting directors are attracted to your profile and then will be more inclined to call you in for an opportunity, right? Keep those casting profiles up to date. Know what you're doing, talk to your reps. I'm here for consultations if you need me, but basically just it's so important that your casting networks and your casting frontier profiles are up to date and looking amazing. Okay, I'm sorry, I digress. As I was saying, there's a lot of stuff going on down in Portland, so just make sure that your reps are doing everything they can to get you out there when the casting is appropriate for you. Last but not least, let's talk about safety. We just got off a film set last weekend. I was acting as the health and safety manager, which means that I was doing everything I could to make sure nobody got sick on our set. And obviously, when I'm talking about health, safety, sickness, I'm talking about COVID. Working during these times has a whole lot of new issues, restrictions, creative hurdles, okay? So one thing that we did is we required testing. Before you got to set, you had to send us a negative result for your COVID test. While you're on set, I'm sure you can imagine the things that I was doing to try to keep people safe. Distancing, masks up, sanitizing, washing hands, cutting down on anything that looks like sharing of items, just basically everything that I could do within my power to make sure folks were not touching each other, and keeping distance, keeping their masks on. That is what we need to do to try to keep people as safe as possible when they're on a film set. I am not a compliance officer. If you are going to be producing, you definitely need to have a COVID-19 compliance officer on your set, or at least a health and safety manager. Someone needs to be responsible for keeping folks safe. All right, cool. After we were done filming, Angela and I, again, spent the weekend filming, so we got finished. We wrapped on Sunday, got home on Monday, and that day we got COVID tests again, which were negative. Amazing. The other thing, which is related to safety, and I'm just going to drop it here just because I think it's important information, and it may encourage you to get vaccinated. Angela and I both have had our second shot. We got the Pfizer shot. We didn't have a choice, but that was what was available. I certainly am following the advice of Dr. Fauci. You're going to do whatever you're going to do. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just sharing my experience. So the second shot was a couple days ago. I had almost zero side effects except for a sore arm at the injection site. Angela, however, she's had a rougher go. So the stories that you're hearing out there about side effects, they are certainly going to be true in some, if not most, circumstances. However, I think the side effects probably outweigh not being vaccinated. Okay, that's all I got. Thanks for hanging out. As always, you know what to do. If you like the show, click like. If you really like it, click subscribe. And if you think you know somebody who might benefit from this show, share the word. Pass the link along. Tell them to check out The Dish with David. I'll see you next time. Stay safe and take care.